What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be talking about why you should hold title to your property in an LLC. Welcome back, everyone. So I wanted to make this video to talk about why it's important to hold title for your vacation rental in an LLC and how to do it. There are many different scenarios here, and I want to make it clear that I'm not giving any legal advice here. I would consult with an LLC attorney when it comes to actually applying what I'm talking about in this video. So the main reason you want to hold your title in an LLC is to protect yourself. At the end of the day, that's essentially what it comes down to. I had done a video a couple months ago talking about property insurance for your short-term rental. This is just an extra layer of protection. We live in a very litigious society, and on top of that, I would say short-term rentals do have a higher risk of someone getting hurt on your property because you have new people who are constantly coming and going every day. It's very important to separate your personal assets from your investment assets. So how do you go about placing your rental into an LLC? That will all depend if you have a loan on your property or not. If you don't have a loan, then it's pretty simple as getting a closing company or a closing attorney to switch and record the new ownership to your LLC that you've incorporated. If you do have a loan on the property, then it will be at the lender's discretion. If you're getting a second home loan, whether it be for an already built home or for construction, then the lender more than likely will not allow you to hold the property in an LLC. If you're getting a short-term rental loan, which didn't really exist when I first started, then they will probably allow you to hold your property in an LLC. You might ask, why would I do a normal second home loan over a short-term rental loan? The interest rate is just going to be better on the second home loan, and the down payment requirements are way lower, anywhere between 15 all the way down to 5%. I've even seen some loan products for second home loans that advertise no money down on that loan, but I haven't heard of anyone using them. When I first got started, I got a second home construction loan. I couldn't hold ownership in that LLC, so I had to hold it in my personal name. The biggest issue with this is if you're building the vacation rental, your credit is tied up during the construction phase, how long that might take. So your credit's tied up during that whole time during construction. If you use a lender that allows short-term rental loans, then you wouldn't have to worry about this, with your credit being tied up. So what we did with our first cabin is we built it, the loan, we held it in our personal names. After we rented out for about a year on Airbnb, we then went to our current lender and we did a cash out refinance. That's with Host Financial, who I've talked about before. The lender allowed us to hold title in an LLC. So if you do it right, you can take advantage of some of the appreciation when you do a cash out refinance. I would say that if you can afford it, I would put up the higher down payment to be able to immediately hold the title in an LLC. Now, how many properties should you hold in an LLC? Again, this falls on how comfortable you are with risk. Usually, if I'm doing something with an investor, we have one LLC, hold title to all the properties that we're investing together in. What that means, if you're building 4 properties next to each other, then one LLC can hold the title to all of those properties. I have heard of investors place only one property in an LLC, and I personally think that's completely overkill. So for every property they have, it was one LLC, single family house wise. Another thing you should be thinking about is how many LLCs you will need in terms of managing, developing, and holding real estate. Again, this all depends on how many you intend to own or build. If you only plan on owning 1 or 2, then one LLC should be fine. If you intend to go all out and take on investor money, then I would do separate LLCs. So right now I have a management company that manages all the properties. That's one LLC. Then I have a development company that is a separate LLC that handles investor money and development. Lastly, I have all the individual LLCs that hold the different properties I have with different investors. It almost like feels like a tree the way I'm like explaining it. That way everything is separate and each LLC has its own purpose. This also helps a lot when it comes time for like tax season. It's like super easy to do taxes because everything was kept separate and nothing was like commingled and everything. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see everyone on next week's video. Thanks.